Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is, wherever you are. My name is Greg Campbell, and I'm a student in Cheryl McDonald's Health, Wellness, Sport, and Society 3000 level class. Today we'll be interviewing Maggie Campbell, the head coach of the dance pack for the Niagara River Lions in the CEB League, a professional Canadian basketball league. So Maggie, the first question that we'd like to ask you is, what is it exactly that you do for the Niagara River Lions?
So the team that we dance for is obviously the Niagara River Lions. So our season would usually go from anywhere from May to August. This year, just due to COVID, we are only dancing during the months of June and July. But during that time, we do have 10 numbers. So generally by the end of May, we already have the 5 routines prepared. And then during the month of, I would say probably June, we're really going to be into crunch time, making sure that we're now going into our next 5 routines for the month of July. So it is very heavy. Choreography really does need to be done ahead of time. So me and Tiff put our best efforts in just to make sure that we're organized so that ultimately the team runs smoothly and feels organized as well.
Maggie, what are some of the things that you do behind the scenes for the Niagara River Lions with Tiffany?
So the behind the scenes of this for myself and Tiffany really starts, I would say, end of January, early February. This is where we start looking at audition times, the size of our team. We start picking our music for the season, and we also start looking at our routines, not only for the season, but for our auditions as well. So along with our routines and our music and the choreography that we put together, myself and Tiffany are also responsible for all of our costumes, putting together any kind of like team swag, so our backpacks, how we show up, so our uniforms to show up in, and basically all the fine little details that come along with coaching the team and also dancing.
Next off, we would like to hear a little bit about your training and background in dancing.
So a little bit about my dance background. I started dancing when I was 3. I did tap, jazz, and ballet, which is just the generals that you take here. And I did that all the way through up until I was about, I want to say 11. Around 11, I had quit for a few years. I just wasn't very interested in it. I also grew up doing gymnastics and figure skating. So it was just a lot at once. I had a lot going on all the time. So I did pick, and dance wasn't my top choice at the time. And then later, more high school time. My high school was an arts high school, so they actually offered dance as one of our electives. So thankfully and fortunately, I was able to take dance all through high school. And then grade 10, I enrolled again in a dance studio here in Welland, which I danced for throughout my high school years, in addition to my elective as dance. And I also made my dance team in high school. So I did a lot during, I would say like 15 to probably like 18. And then after high school, I did not dance. I went to college. There was really no program or anything like that that I could get involved in. And then there was definitely no extracurriculars. So there was a good chunk there of a few years where I just wasn't really up to anything. I graduated with my RPN diploma. I worked as a nurse for many years, and then around, I want to say 21, 22, I saw the ad go up for the Niagara River Lions dance pack, and they were looking for dancers, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go out and I'm going to give it a shot and see how it goes. And sure enough, I did make it. So I've been fortunate enough to have been with River Lions since 2019, and we're now, we're now in 2022, and I'm going on my 3rd year with them, my 3rd regular year, due to COVID. And I was also able to be promoted into a coaching position early 2021. So this company's brought me so many great opportunities. I met my best friend through this company, and we now coach together. So the whole experience in general has been awesome. And obviously my experience growing up really contributed to the position that I'm in today.
Maggie, what kind of future do you envision for yourself in dance and cheer as a woman in sport and health?
So specifically for myself, just with being in like my mid-20s, I definitely want to dance. I'm going to be dancing this year, like on court. Next year, kind of up in the air, but I still would really like to continue to coach. I really enjoyed like the aspect of my job where I get to obviously help other girls feel confident and beautiful in their own skin, and really just encourage them to like be the best version of themselves. So I think I'll definitely be in a coaching position for years to come for this team. As far as dancing goes, as new and younger talent comes in, like I think I'll kind of like see myself off the court, but it's definitely something I want to continue to be involved in. And I mean, it'll be with Niagara River Lions, so I don't see myself really like veering off the path anywhere with a new company. Like I said before, like River Lions is somebody I've worked for many years. I have an amazing boss who's fantastic and just really supports me and my partner Tiffany. So that's kind of like what I'm looking at for the next probably like 3 to 5 years.
Maggie, what are some of the challenges that empowered you to get to your current position, and why do you feel that it's important to talk about this?
So I'm kind of combining 2 questions here. Definitely some challenges that empowered me to get me to the position I was in. I unfortunately did have a bad experience with a coach prior to this. I won't speak on names and I won't speak on like the team that I was involved in, but I had a coach that just was, she body shamed other women. She didn't empower them to feel confident. She wasn't very supportive. And that's something that I'm really, really big on. I want to make sure that girls feel like good in their own skin. So when I didn't feel that way, I had like some time to reflect on it and realize, you know, like this isn't right. And this isn't how I usually feel when I am involved in things like this. And then, you know, through talks, like obviously with my friends and stuff, I was like, we were all kind of feeling that way. So, definitely, I would say that situation empowered me to get to this position just because I really, really wanted to engrave, especially for River Lions, just that this team is supposed to be about empowering women. We're not breaking each other down. We are not, you know, trying to make women feel bad about their bodies or the way that they look. Like everybody is unique, and that's what makes dance so amazing, is that when you put a team of girls together, everybody has something different to bring to the table, and that should be celebrated. And previously it wasn't. So I would say that definitely was that one thing that empowered me to put myself in a position where I'm like, hey, this is what I have to offer and this is the vision that I see for the team. And that's kind of how I was successful getting here, obviously alongside my best friend Tiffany, who coaches with me now, and we have been coaching for the last 2 years. I think it's really important to talk about this because girls between the ages, I would say we do our team is 18 and up. Girls between the ages of 18 and even into like the years of their 20s are so impressionable. The experiences that you have at a younger age, and this, like, especially with team sports and dance and things like that, you carry them with you through your adult life. So the experience that I had with my coach previously that was very poor, it took me a long time to like get over that and really find my confidence again and find my groove and remember, you know, like why I'm here and why I love this sport. So I think that's definitely an important conversation. I want to see girls be successful, and not be ever put in a position where they feel like, why am I here? Why am I doing this? Like this isn't fun anymore. So that's why.
Maggie, what are some of the stereotypes that you have faced as a woman in sport now?
I am in dance and cheer. So the stereotype that I see that we face like a lot is just like this sport is cute. It's a cute sport, you know, it's fun, it's girly, which are all true statements. We are very cute. We are very fun and girly. And the whole part of our sport, specifically for the strain of it that I'm in, with being entertainment for like a basketball team and game days, it's supposed to be fun and flirty. We're here to entertain our audience. With that being said, there is a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes to make these cute, fun, and flirty dances come to life on the court. The amount of time that myself and Tiffany put into these things, I don't think people would believe us when we tell you, but it's hours and hours of our time. And this is often like late nights, really, really frustrating periods, us trying to like put routines together and we having a vision and not making sense and then trying something else and then coming back to that thought. And it's a process. And I don't think people understand that. So hearing that people think my sport is cute is probably not an appropriate statement. I would say that we are cute, we are fun, we are flirty, we look like that. That's the image that we go for on court. With that being said, though, we're also very hardworking. I have a lot of really talented girls that I have on this team, and I mean, I work alongside a very talented woman too. And it's a sport. I know that a lot of people will argue me and they'll say, oh, dance isn't a sport. Dance is a sport. I grew up in a very strict studio. as did my partner Tiffany, and it was about having technique. These aren't things that you just like pick up in your adult life and you decide, oh, I'm going to be part of a cheer team or I'm going to be part of a dance team. These are skills that you either possess as you approach 18, 19, and 20, or you do not. So I think it's important to maybe start realizing that these dancers are, one, in great shape, two, they're very, very talented from a very young age. And we put a lot of work in, even as coaches, and also our dancers. They spend a lot of time in practices, in fittings and things like that. So definitely that's the biggest stereotype I've faced in this sport specifically. That's definitely just like frustrated me beyond belief.
Maggie, what are some disadvantages that you've had to face in your career compared to men?
I don't know if I have any, just because the reason that I'll say this, and I could go both ways on this, so I'm not going to give like a concrete answer. I am in dance, so I don't really know if there's a disadvantage as of like compared to men in my specific sport. I can see how like in other sports that may be the case. You know, we have women's basketball and men's basketball and things like that. I would say dance is generally a very woman-dominated sport. With that being said, I know a lot of amazing male choreographers and a lot of amazing male dancers, so I don't want to like put a stereotype on that it's only females that dance. But I don't really find that I face disadvantages as a female in my specific sport at all, just because I've really never had an issue. Like, what I say goes. So in the position that I'm in, like, again, my boss trusts us. She knows what we put on the floor is like good quality, it's appropriate, it's fun, flirty, and entertaining. So in my personal experience, I don't feel like I've been disadvantaged to a man for my sport, if that makes sense.
Maggie, what are some of the barriers that you have faced as a woman in sport now?
I've faced a lot of barriers in my sport, and the biggest one that I want to talk about is not being taken seriously. Dance is my second career. I went to school to be a nurse, so I've been like a nurse for the last 6 years. I'm very intelligent, not to like toot my own horn, but I've managed nursing homes. Like, I've been in positions where I've ran a whole staff. So while I am a dance coach and it's fun and flirty and cute, I'm also very intelligent, as is my partner Tiffany, and as like a lot of these girls that dance for us too. These are university educated students or girls that are just starting university. And a lot of people just don't want to take us seriously. I can empathize that the cute little bra top and shorts as our uniform with the cute pom-poms. People just think we're pretty and cute and fun. That's all we're there for. But behind the uniform, these girls are very, very intelligent, and they have a lot to offer, especially like even just in our sport specifically, but outside of our sport as well.